Want to solve palindrome number on Leetcode? Determine whether an integer is a palindrome. An integer is a palindrome when it reads the same backward and forward. Example 1, input 121 is true. Input negative 121 is false because from left to right, it reads negative 121. From right to left, it becomes 121 minus, therefore it is not a palindrome. And example 3, 10 is false also. 0 to run from right to left, therefore not a palindrome. Could you solve it without converting the integer to a string? And at the moment, no. So I'm gonna start by changing this integer to num, just because I like it better than x. Now I'm gonna make 3 edge cases here. The first one, the parameter cannot be a negative number. So if num is less than 0, return false. Next edge case is that the parameter can't be less than 10 because a single digit number can't be a palindrome because it's only single digit. If num is less than 10. And then the last edge case asks if the parameter is modulo 10 equal to 0. That means the parameter can't be like 10 or 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 because all those numbers have no remainder when they're divided by 10. So if num modulo 10 equals 0, return false. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is create a helper function called reverse int, and it's going to take a number and it's going to reverse that number. And that number is technically going to be the parameter, but it's going to use its own parameter. So function reverse int, and it's going to take in another number. So inside this function, I'm going to create a variable called reversed, and it's going to equal to the reverse number. So n, and we're going to convert it to a string using the method, and then we're going to split at every index, then we're going to reverse, and then we're going to join back together at every index. Then we're going to return that reversed variable, but in a parse inted version. And what that does is it converts the data to an integer. And that's going to be multiplied by math times sign with the parameter inside of it. And math.sign is a built-in JavaScript method that checks if the number is positive or negative. And then lastly, we just need a conditional statement to see if the reverse number is equal to the regular number. So if num is equal to reversed num, return true, else return false. I'm sorry, this should be called reverse int, because that's what this function is called. Let's test it. Get true there. We get wrong. And the reason why it wasn't working is because I need to change this false to true. So I'll run that. Works here, submit. And now it works here too.